Can't look in the eyes of my brother without shedding a tear for my brother. I really want to try for my brother.
We are here today with musician Sam Trump. Have you had collaboration with other artists in attempts, I guess, to actually realize that and show that artistically?
I have a song called Amazing, and that was a collaboration with this production duo called Tensei. And the song Amazing is the song that I wrote once I realized that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So like I had this like paradigm shift and asking God, like, what am I here for? Like, what am I really, like at the time I was like 27. I was like, what am I really doing, with my life? What should I do, And so this song, Amazing, just talks about me finding my purpose and how it felt when I did. But then it also talks about this idea, this concept that there's enough room for us all to be successful and for us all to live within our own God-given purposes, And so, like, as long as we're in our lane, like, we don't have to worry about competition or looking at other people's success, like, because we'll find that our lane, there's no... kind of like think of a video game, like oil spills or barriers in the road. There's none of that. It's wide open for us, just for us, because it's our lane. It's meant for us. And that's when we talk about living life easily and because we're just moving in our purpose.
Your whole perspective on that really reminds me of a proverb or a saying that says, to share your light from your candle doesn't take out the light of your own candle. We can all succeed, just like you said. I love that. Talk to me now. You are, as I said before, amazing vocalist, multi-instrumentalist. Did one come before the other? Were you always like a singer as a young kid? I mean, you've been doing this since the age of 7.
Well, I've been playing the trumpet since I was 7, and that's the name Sam Trump. It's an artist name that my real last name is Harris. And so, yeah, Trump comes from the trumpet. My sister named me about 11 years ago. I started singing when I was like 19, so I played the trumpet. I picked up the trumpet at 7. I started singing and writing lyrics around 19. I picked up the ukulele around like 26, and then between then I had the opportunity to do some teaching through music education, and so you learn to dabble with all the other instruments. I'm teaching flute, clarinet, bass clarinet, saxophones, tuba. Yes. But if you know music, you can teach music. If you know music, it's a language. Once you got the language down, it's only 12 different notes. It's just music is when you put those notes together on top of each other and also linear. That makes melody and harmony. As long as we got a fingering chart to tell you, okay, press this button to play this note, you can teach it. But trumpet is my beloved instrument. I love the trumpet. I love the sound of it. I love this brand new trumpet that I have. It has my name on it.
Talk to me about that. Where did you get this from?
Yeah, so this is a Shilky horn. This is a custom handcraft Shilky trumpet made just for me by the Shilky factory. I'm a brand new artist ambassador for the company. And I've been playing on the Shilky for a while, and they reached out, and I was looking to upgrade anyway, and so it worked out. There's the same 12 notes, but there's different ways you can hear it, And so I think this gives a really particular timbre that really speaks to me. When I started writing on the ukulele, it made me write differently because it's a different approach and different sound. Writing on a grand piano is different from writing on electric Rhodes. It just sounds different.
Now, you said that you'd only started singing at 19. And if you guys know his vocals, I don't believe it. I mean, do you mean like professionally, or like what pushed you to add the vocals to your trumpet?
I started singing and writing professionally pretty much around 19. What really pushed me to do it was just inspiration. I was in Dallas at the time. I was in Dallas from like age 18 to like 21. And there was a gentleman that I met there named Quentin Moore, who was like a really good friend out there. And he was a singer and a writer, but he also produced his own album in his bedroom. Like, he played drums, he played keys, he played bass, he played guitar. He sang all of his arrangements and all that. And so When I met him, he had already had a live project out, and he was tracking in his bedroom, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I didn't even know it was possible like that, you know. And so I played trumpet with him, and then one day he needed, his background singers couldn't make it, and so he was like, yo, you want to sing background? I was like, all right, I'll try, you know. I'm not scared. And so I was like, yeah, this is cool. I can hold a note, you know, I can hold a tune. So I just went from there, and I just started writing, and he kind of encouraged me to do the same.
I also wanted to get into your songwriting. Do you have other types of writing, and did you always start out as writing songs, or did you ever go into like poetry or anything?
Poetry was my gateway. I wrote poetry for a very short amount of time because that was my approach to writing songs. At the time when I was, 19, the neo soul movement was around, and so you got Jill Scott, you got D'Angelo, Music Soul Child, Erykah Badu, Kendrick Family Soul. You got all these people who are doing great songs, great writing. India.Arie. What I would hear through the likes of like Jill Scott and Music Soul Child and even John Legend is like it sounds poetic. Flowetry. It sounds poetic. And so when I was like, how should I write songs? It was like, okay, maybe I should just start off with writing some poetic words and trying to fit that into a melody and see how that works. I want to say my first time going on stage as Sam Trump was at a poetry event. It was an open mic. And so that was like when I was like 21 at the time now. I've been writing for a couple years, and when I came back home to Houston, my sister was like, you should be Sam Trump, man. Could you play the trumpet? I was like, all right.
And it works so well for you. What is your goal now that you're trying to get to as you have grown as a musician and as an artist? What are some challenges that you're coming to as you try to create your own self? I would say you are definitely your own sound, and it's a beautiful one.
So currently right now I am working on an original stage production called Production Colors. This is our second show. It involves a music that's composed by myself. It's usually soul, funk, African bass, a little bit of hip hop influence, jazz influence as well, along with dance. It's like modern ballet and African social dance. So I'm doing that. I'm also a founder and curator of Shabrations, which is an organization that features soul and live artists in Chicago. I'm also producing. I'm also teaching. I wear many hats, yeah. And I'm working on just, kind of expanding some more. And so that's happening. So I'm not necessarily working on a project, but I'm doing some writing right now and collaborating with some other writers and wanting to like exercise more of my production side. So, letting other people write lyrics and stuff who are like cool writers who kind of, correlate to what I do. And so that's what I'm working on. I'm working on all those things. And my biggest challenge right now is just really trying to compartmentalize it all and trying to make it all work because I only have, so much time and I'm only one person. And, trying to build a team as well, but that comes with, you got to have patience and time, working with acclimating people as well as stuff. And also finding the right fits as well. So,
who would you say would be, and it could be more than one, but like a dream collaboration?
It'd be a dream to collaborate with Roy Hargrove, who is like my trumpet hero. He kind of changed the game for a lot of trumpet players of today. Man, there's so many singers. There's a great singer named Moses Sumney that I may have mentioned earlier. Moses Sumney is a great vocalist, and he does a lot of like solo shows or like stripped down acoustic things with maybe a couple other musicians. But he's a very talented vocalist, and I would love to do some vocal work with him.
Thank you so much.